Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another sort of Convallaria video, and today we're going to do two things. One is we're going to do an Edda guide. I'm going to show you the full works of this unit, why she is tier 0, why she is just insane for fighting some bosses. It's the perfect day to do it because we have access to weapon farming stage 1, so I'm going to really just show you everything she could do, talk about skill choices, gear, all of that. Also, I'm going to announce the winners of the Edda poll video giveaway. 5 people who commented 10 in the comment section to that video won 100 Luxite and some Elysium coins. So if you are one of these 5 people, send me a message on Discord. I will reply to that message with your in-game code to give it away. If you win, you come into the game, you go here, you go to settings, and you go to redeem code right here. You hit redeem. That's where you put the code. I'll send you in. So here's the winners from that giveaway. The winners are at Taste of Chaos, at Nacho Coon 224, at Weeping Blade, at Zero Gains, and at Josh V-O2Z. Those are the 5 winners from this video. There was another video posted the next day that has one more day left on that giveaway, so I'll announce those winners in the next video. So congrats to those 5 for winning. Now, let's get to covering Edda in an Edda guide video. The first thing I want to do is I want to talk about like what skills you should pick on Edda and why. And I think there is a case to use a Castalia. What the heck? What word am I trying to think of here? A Castalia. Why couldn't I say that? Anyway, I'm out of them. I used my last one on her the other day. It's at her rank 3, but rank 1 is an easy choice. You take Fortification. This summons a box at target tile. And while this seems like so mundane, being able to give somebody a height advantage when fighting a boss is really, really useful. And Edda gets a lot of bonuses herself by standing next to like items on the field. This just gives her a 4-turn cooldown instant ability to summon a box. And in fact, she's so full of instant abilities, you could just like pop a whole bunch of instants on your first couple of turns, and then you might not have much to do for the rest of it. Otherwise, shield break enhanced is okay, like for fighting bosses with shields, but you gotta take box. Rank 3. You must take wine barrel casting. This is like so core to her kit because it puts this liquor debuff on the field that reduces speed, and that speed reduction applies to bosses, giving your units the ability to go before the boss does. Oh, that's a big deal. It reduces movement by 1, which might be good in PvP, like when live PvP becomes a thing later. And crucially, it reduces the boss's magic defense by 40%, allowing your magic DPS characters to pop off when you're fighting bosses, including like somebody like Nungal, who just goes nuts with wine barrel casting from Edda in the group. Then I also took Guiding Gleam. This has multiple uses that are really clutch in big hard fights. Allies within 3 tiles get damage 3 and magic defense 2. So a big damage buff, which again, you got to kill the bosses a certain number of turns, and magic defense 2 is a 40% magic buff for your units for 3 turns. Like if you know you're about to take a bunch of AoEs, or your tank's about to just have to like tank up some big magic thing, give them 40% magic defense. Wow, it's such a nice little addition to her kit. She can use it every 4 turns. It only costs 1 energy and it lasts for 3 turns. That 3-turn last is just massive. And move +1, especially on boss weapon fight number 1, is a big deal too, because you got to be zigging and zagging out of there. Now at rank 5, you take the reaction Shelter Advantage, which decreases damage taken by 40% if you're next to an item. You're gonna take some AoEs in these fights, right? You're gonna catch a stray every once in a while. Take 40% less damage. It's a big deal. Otherwise, you're just dealing with counterattack. At rank 7, Barricade Fight. If there is an item within 1 tile of the character, your attack goes up 15% and allows the character to move again by 2 tiles after initiating an active attack if you are standing by an item, a barrel, a box, a barricade, whatever. The alternative one here, Rupture Armor, is okay. Like before a single target attack, you have 50% chance of physical defense 2 on the buff. If Edda's your girl and you want to take both of these, I could see taking both of them, but remember, you are limited in the amount of skills you can run. I think this one's really good because Edda has a reaction. And before we go the rest of this tree, let's talk about her trait. She performs assisting attack on enemies within 4 tiles, dealing 30% physical damage once a round. Now, if you dupe her out a bunch, it does eventually go up to twice a round at dupe number 3, making her a target for like shard farming, and I think that would be okay. But it's not insignificant damage. Every little bit of DPS counts. She's here to boost the damage of your mages, help keep everybody alive and do more damage, and she chips in a little bit with her passive right there. Also, Dispelling Strike is nice. Like, I actually think either one of her auto attack replacements is fine, with a little bit of a caveat there. So Dispelling Strike, I do like the ability to dispel buffs. And for me personally, like, I valued that a lot, just being able, when I needed to pop an auto attack on the boss, if they're a boss that buffs themselves and I don't have another way of debuffing, she can knock 2 buffs off of them. I think that's nice. Here, this shield break, increased attack by 15% when attacking enemies with a shield, could be really good on like boss fight stage 3, where you have that shield that you have to take care of. I could see it being good there. Her rank 11, which obviously I haven't got to yet. She has a couple options. Storm Sniping, 120 damage to one enemy with a cross-shaped range around the character. For each tile between the character and the target, you get 10% more damage. Up to, does it give a max right here? Well, the max would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So making this up to 170% damaging attack, which is pretty dang good. Otherwise, you say take arms. Other allies within 4 tiles of Edda restore 1 energy. So she has a way of generating energy for your team when she performs an assisting attack, which at her base is like once a round, but could be up to 2 if you dupe her out. Her damage increases by 130%, increase the maximum number of times the effect can be triggered per turn by 2. This effect lasts for 1 turn. I love this. This is like very Edda specific. It's another way of supporting your group with energy restore in a big huge area around her. It ups the damage of her like follow-up attack, and I think it adds a lot more than just a big attack does. And it really just allows her to be a full-on support character. I'm going to show her off in a fight here in just a second. Really just going all in. Now, in terms of what gear I'm running her with, for bow, I'm running her with Meteor Line, which is a, physical attack up 3%, which, give or take, I don't really care about that too much. But after dealing damage with single target attack, she does 2 random level 1 debuffs. Just more support for her. So she can just keep applying these level 1 debuffs to the bosses or enemies of whatever kind, and I really do value that. For her, so that's my favorite weapon for her right now. For her item, Disaster Bottle gets a lot of talk, and it is cool. It does give her another thing to do where she can inflict a level 2 debuff for 2 turns, and if you hit the right level 2 debuff, like another magic resist debuff, you can really help your characters pop off. Or if you hit physical debuff, your physical characters in the fight can really start popping off a little more. So I do like this. It has okay stats on it, right? Like at level 50, there's the stats on it as an epic compared to here's the stats on a legendary. So, the epic level 50 stats, not quite as good. Alternatively, you could always just go for survivability, right? Like if you're fighting a boss and the boss is just popping you, go find yourself some more magic defense or find yourself some damage taken, every once in a while down. But this does give you another button to push, which is fun. You can also give yourself a heal or something with like the Spring Tonic or the legendary equivalent. Okay, for Terra Whispers, she does actually benefit from destruction of the tower because most of her damage comes when it's not her turn, right? So give yourself a 20% damage boost when she's proccing her passive. This is especially good if you're able to get her to star level 3, where she's proccing her assisting attack 2 times a turn. Before then, it doesn't have as much value, but I still do like to run it just to increase her damage a little bit. Alternatively, right here, you can look to give her this one where I think I have Gloria wearing it right now. Where is it? The one that removes buffs from the target, Judgment, which will give her a little bit more way of dispelling buffs. But with her auto attack, she really doesn't need that. Otherwise, just look for ways to help keep her alive, right? Keeping her alive is a big deal. So reduce damage taken. Hey, can't ever go wrong with Hermit when you're pushing really hard content in the game. So that's kind of my gear breakdown there. Here's what I'm going to be running her with in the fight I'm going to show her off. I got Box Summon, I got Barrel Throw, I got Group Buff, I got decreased damage taken around items because you're going to eat some AoEs with her or a stray attack or 2, and then her Dispelling Strike. That's how I'm running her. Let's go do her in a fight so I can show you how she plays. And we're going to jump into Weaponry Trial 1, Stage 9. I think this is the fight that is set up the best for Edda. And I'm going to be using a couple things. My tank in here is a particularly good magic tank in suppression. Then I'm going to use 2 magic carries with Nungal, who changes her damage from physical to magic, and Beryl, who's obviously a mage and is not equipped with a piece of gear. Whoops, it doesn't matter. This is an Edda video. I'm not actually doing a clear right here. I'm just going to try and show you off how she plays. So let's hit the start button. I'm going to start by talking about the box setup, because box gives you high ground. So if you have a unit who's able to stand on a box all of the time, that box will gain a lot of value. In this case, what I'm going to do is talk about Nungal, who gives a lot of range to herself. I'll just move suppression up here and just have him chill. Like I said, not going for a clear right here, just going to have suppression go tank that first hit. And this is a stage 9 fight, so it's serious business. But I'm going to barrel run in there, start dropping some magic DPS. This is a boss where you really want to be doing magic DPS, which is again is the reason why Edda is a big deal. A mistake I just made, and I'm talking so like I didn't even realize it. I'm going to back this up once. Let's go last character 1. If you're having a little bit of energy problems with your characters, have them save their big hitting attacks until after Edda has applied her barrel to the enemies, done her barrel throw to get those debuffs. So I'm going to have Nungal run over here and cast full draw, give her auto attack buff, because she's gonna be doing a lot of auto attacking. Then I'm gonna have Edda do a whole bunch of stuff. She's gonna run to here, and then I'm gonna have her put her box down. I'm gonna have it put it right here next to Nungal. It's range 1, but Nungal's a character that if she doesn't catch a debuff, she will stay on that box this whole fight. Then I'm gonna have Edda run forward. I'm gonna have Edda toss her catastrophe jar. Watch this debuff stacking. We just dropped a debuff on the boss. Which one did we get? We got magic defense down 40. Well. Now watch this. Let's throw a barrel at this boss. Throw it about right there. You got to watch out, because sometimes right here, it'll hit a spot on the map where your characters can be, which, you don't want to do that. Now, look at this boss. Look at this boss. We got magic defense down 40%. We've got reduced speed, movement, and magic defense down 40%. This boss's magic defense is 313. Oh my God. 313. Its physical defense is 1517. 313 magic defense. We're about to do some magic damage. Then I wouldn't cast this yet because I don't need to like tank a big AoE yet. So I'm going to save this for now, and I'll just look to auto attack, but I'm not in range, so no big deal. We'll just stand by. She did most of what I want her to do. Okay, I'm going to have my healer move in right here and start doing some healing. My tank's a little bit low, so we'll have our healer move in, start healing. We'll worry about debuffing a little bit later when it's a big deal, but we got to make sure suppression survives. Okay, now little pro tip for this map: have your summoned unit just jungle around back here, because they can bait out some of these electric tiles, which is pretty dang handy. Okay, suppression, let's go ahead, have you use your attack right here, which will amplify the damage the boss takes. Suppression can stand still because he's not currently on an electric square, so that's great. Now it's Beryl's turn. Watch Beryl's damage right here. I'm going to have Beryl move to right here just to kind of group up to make my dispelling a little bit better, and pop off. Watch this damage. 971, 1262, 971 with the 101 follow attack. That's much more than it would be. First of all, that number would be a lot higher if Beryl was wearing gear. I forgot to give Beryl a piece of gear, but still, big boosted damage right there. Nungal could come up here, get into sniping stance, get that range damage buff, and start shooting. And Nungal I have found to be a very good unit to fight this boss. Watch this. 2392. Didn't even crit. Got a nice 2392 hit in there. And Nungal's damage will continue to increase. She can stand by. And now we can move here, and we can start popping our buffs when we want to. Keep this magic defense buff up, keep the damage buff up as much as possible. Remember, it's a 3-turn buff, so you can use it pretty liberally, especially if you don't need it to be surviving the attacks. So right here, I could look to do some damage with my Inanna, but I'm gonna go ahead and dispel my debuff, get everybody to full HP. And this is basically how you play Edda. She's a damage enhancing support unit who just really amplifies your mage's damages. So keep having my guy back here move around. He baited out another electric tile, which is great. You, sir, get off of the AoE. Beryl, scoot off to the side right here. Continue to just pop your damage onto the boss. Boom, boom, boom. Big damage. Again, those numbers would be bigger if I had remembered to equip her with some gear. Nungal, keep shooting away. Let's get a big number right there. 5,094. That's what we're looking for, Nungal. That's called popping off. Now I'll have Edda move back here next to the box to get her buffs for whatever they might be. Then we'll have Inanna come over here and just go ahead and, you know, cleanse our debuffs that we have going for us, especially for Nungal, because I don't want Nungal to move ever. And this is literally how you play Edda, right? She's not really doing that much, but she did a ton on the first turn, and she kind of just operates that way, right? There's just going to be a lot of turns where she's going to like maybe move, pop an auto attack, something like that. And there you go. That is the Edda guide. I think she's really great, especially again for enabling those mages, those characters that do magic damage. That debuff's insane. The speed debuff to that is great. And I just like, don't sleep on Guiding Gleam. I just really think Guiding Gleam is a pretty dang good buff. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.